Greetings, brothers and sisters. So I want to talk about this well health safety seal and get into how desperate and evil, how low can you go for celebrities? Because this is not just about this, but that, dating app. Like celebrities are not doing well. And this well health safety seal, this International Well Building Institute safety seal, is a scam. And it's going to hurt small businesses, and celebrities are going really low on this thing. Here is the, we're going to go, there's the official website here, which I already showed you. And we'll get into that again. And these, the celebrity endorsements here. This is membership has its perks, you can see. They, goes into the pricing. Here's the pyramid, right? They have a pyramid right here. Like a pyramid on a pyramid. We'll come back to the pricing, how much a business has to pay for this. And this is a for-profit business. They're making profit off of people's fears, the COVID panic. And it's just despicable. And the celebrities are a part of this. Hollywood is a part of this, as is the news media and everyone else in the world of the official story. But let's start here. Here is the more than a membership, it's a movement. It's a membership. There's the dual pyramids, as above, so below type of thing, right? And there's the I, right? Build your brand awareness. And here is a future brand with us. Let's look at this video. For organizations leading the movement to build a healthier world. So this is just about COVID, right? And the fear of COVID. This isn't an official organization. It's not backed by a government. It's not even backed by the UN. It's a private money-making organization, right? It's a private money-making movement.
The value of the IWBI membership is that it really shows our commitment to health and well-being.
The value of the membership, it really shows your commitment to health and well-being. Like, it doesn't make your place a healthier place, right? Because it's a fee. It shows it's completely brand-oriented. This is a marketing scheme. And you pay for it. And, we'll get into how evil this is in just a moment. Let's go through some of their crap here.
We've had some great interactions with members of the IWBI community. It's fantastic. Everyone's so responsive. It shows our clients, as well as our staff, how committed we are to providing healthy spaces and healthy...
They're even willing to pay for it to show everybody.
Policies are practiced.
It's the right thing to do. Look, the industry has to get behind the fact that we have a profound impact on the people that are occupying the spaces that we design. And so
we have to pay for a membership to show we got a seal, right? When you see a seal on a, building, you think it's something official, right? And that's not what this is.
Anything and everything that we can do to help move that forward is important. So we look at our membership with IWBI as supporting an organization that is doing the research that ultimately will feed us and help us create better spaces.
What? They ultimately feed you and help you create better spaces. What? And so think about all this, right? And I'll show you the membership fees because that's important. Join the membership community. See how corporate this video is, because it's not official in any way. These are all the brands, right, that are pushing this, and they get brand development. This is something where they can all say that they're part of something to fight against COVID. And so you have all these corporations that are doing this, that are, that have the money to do this. And it's only about a brand. This is completely about branding and marketing. Build a better future with us. We are all wellcertified.com. So a very corporate ad for creating, more fear in an already, saturated panic about COVID. And so what you have here is a bunch of fear mongers that are capitalizing on this fear. Let's go down here. The membership level to meet your needs. You can get the Cornerstone membership, the Keystone membership, and the Portfolio membership. Members in the news shows all these various, corporate, this is all this corporate stuff, and they like this corporate stuff. And this is the company you'll keep, and this is the members, early adopters, and they're promoting this right? So this is meet the members. This is all the corporations that are doing this, all falling for this or all contributing to this scam. All these corporations that want to be a part of, look, it's got, go to number 4, right? All these corporate brands, right? It's building brand. And it isn't about doing anything for their buildings, right? Superficial things that everybody would know about. They don't need, this fake, this marketing scam to tell them how to keep their buildings safe, right? Like, like somehow their buildings are going to be safer than other buildings. What, only thing you could do is put in like air purifiers and stuff like that, right? And it's going to be different for every disease. And so, what kind of cleaners you use and things, that's what they talked about in their video and on their website. But it's all this corporate stuff because they all have to pay this. Membership has its perks. Let's get started. Explore the IWI membership has to offer you. Access exclusive discounts and commercial benefits. Well, that's not about keeping your building safe. Like you're going to have this, brand visibility and awareness. Pick the price that's right for you. So you can pay $5,000 annually. You can pay $15,000 annually. This is a brand new thing, but they've got discounts. And it's just all their stuff is being put into celebrity endorsements and the commercials that they're rolling out, right? One Well faculty annual fee waiver plus 15% on additional faculty fees. One free pass to the Well conference and save 25% on the additional passes. 3 free passes, so they have some sort of conference here, which will just be about marketing and, all this stuff about exchanging whatever, right? But think about the small businesses out there that are, they're struggling just to keep in business because of being shut down by COVID. And they're going to pay $5,000 or $15,000. They don't even tell you what this one's worth. This is their big one, their big membership. And so a lot of these things I'm sure they gave away for free just to say that they have corporations doing it. But the sticker has no value. See, here's the YouTube channel. And they had this stuff up there for a while, strategies from the well building standard to support. And they wanted to get this thing out there. So they rolled out all these celebrities who came in, which I showed you this ad yesterday.
Back to your favorite places and feel confident they have put your health and safety first.
Look for the Well Health Safety Seal.
They're all paid for this. Like all these actors are paid to do this, right? They don't know anything about it, right? This is, this is part of their brand management. But I've seen this commercial, like watching, I think sports. I'm not sure what I was watching where this commercial came on. Maybe the news.
Look for the Well Health Safety Seal.
Look for the Well Health Safety Seal. I'm Dr. Richard Carmona, the 17th Surgeon General of the United States of America. This is the Well Health Safety Seal.
So this is a marketing scam where they're putting all their money into promoting this idea. Because when you see this, you think of it's some kind of seal of approval by a governmental organization, which would still suck because a lot of those organizations are, corrupt or whatever it is. But when you have to open a, restaurant, you need to get a liquor license, and the, health department comes and makes sure that you have a health rating, and they look at the cleanliness of your kitchen and all these things, right? And those are official government approval that you get. And then, that's a scam in its own way. But at least there are some really scummy restaurants and things that are unhealthy that get closed down or whatever it is, right? There's at least some oversight to people that are serving you food. This is a private organization. They say international, but it has nothing to do with any government. It's not backed by the UN or anything like that. Any official sort of organization. I'm not saying those organizations are good, but this organization isn't official. This sticker means absolutely nothing because we know how you get the sticker. You pay for it on an annual basis. And so the sticker is bought and paid for. And so instead of, I guess you could pay a bribe to some government official and give you a license when you don't deserve one. Or you could have an unhealthy kitchen and get it passed by bribing somebody. But this is out and out bribery. Like people coming in thinking, that this is safe. And here's a doctor, right? Here's a guy who used to be a surgeon general who's just selling his professional resume and backing something because they give him money, right? Robert De Niro, he's having hard times with his ex-wife. Like, he's going through a divorce. Remember, I did a video on that. She's charging up, she wants a $300,000 monthly credit card allowance so she can spend money and shop. And he only wants to give her $100,000. So he's having to work until he dies because of crappy divorce he's going through. And so Lady Gaga, I don't know what her deal is, but the Michael B. Jordan, he's a very popular actor, right? And so I don't know why he's selling his name for this thing. But they're all sellouts. They're all getting paid like actors do, because actors don't care. They don't have ethics and morals. But think about the fear that's being created here. This fear that, has been generated by the powers that be, the media and the Democratic Party more than anybody else, so they could oust Trump, and all the fear that's being out there. How many people are scared of getting COVID? And they're just walking around, in total fear. Of all these sheeple-like people in total fear all the time. And this, organization is capitalizing on that fear, right? The fear's been created. And so they create a fake brand, a fake, fake seal. They make it look like it's somehow official. So your school will be paying for this, right? And so, how is it going to improve the safety of your building? Because you're paying them, right? You're paying them a fee to put this sticker on. Again, Serena Williams, also a very wealthy person. Everyone here has a lot of money, and they're just complete sellouts. This is how celebrities are. Just like they'll do anything for money and just, seedy stuff. Because again, this is going on a fear-based situation where all these other buildings, right, people who don't have this seal are just as healthy. Like, these businesses aren't more healthy. They just have the capital to pay for this brand to be a part of this, corporate onslaught. So the sticker implies, when I first saw this commercial, you think maybe it's backed by some oversight, some sort of governmental organization, or some sort of, there's some sort of inspection that happens and they have recommendations and things like that. It implies that this thing is real, that there is a back end. Like, the front end is celebrities and commercials. And I'll go through the websites because there's lots of different aspects to them. And I'm going to show you there's nothing here. They don't have any secret information how to keep these businesses better or safer. Like, if you saw two restaurants and one had this seal and the other didn't, you think the one that has a seal has gone through more intense inspection, and they're going to give you the seal as soon as you pay the money. Like, there's nothing about your restaurant or business. They're going to give you some recommendations, light ones, that aren't really anything different or, substantial than what the CDC and the media and everyone's saying. But it implies another level of safety. But all it is a front. All it is a marketing scam with some celebrities and, some doctors and things and some fancy websites. But that's where they're putting all their money. There's no real research here. There's nothing substantial. There's nothing here. But you think it is because there's an official sticker that says international on it, and people are panicked. People are triple masking it, so they need some more psychological safety, and that's what it provides them. But the mom and pop businesses that are next door that can't afford $5,000 a year, they're not going to be able to do it. This is the official website from yesterday I showed you. Get back to the places you love. And what they're implying here is also freedom. Like, this organization is going to help you go back out and enjoy the things you enjoy. They say that in the commercial. And it's pitched throughout the website that now you can go back and live your life because this organization's out there putting up this seal and doing the extra inspection, making sure it's safe, right? And here's the celebrities again. And, how low can you go, like the limbo? How low can you go? It's just, offensive how much they'll sell out. So this is their extra level of safety. Air quality. I showed you this yesterday. Hand hygiene. We all know to wash our hands. Like, that's nothing new. You understand this? They're trying to sell it like they have some sort of secret knowledge to keep you even more safe than what the government says and what, restaurants and everyone's doing on their own. Like they have the hidden knowledge. Like how professionally do you have to, like you're going to be a professional hand hygiene person. And then air quality, it's, either you have good ventilation system and some sort of air purification process or you don't. And either way, what difference does that make? Like that's not really affecting what's going on with COVID. So you put in an air filter or whatever, an air purifier, but that's nothing. And so again, they don't really have anything here. Everything is just stuff that's already known and is already public knowledge. Like they have some secret information. Surface spread. All these restaurants are already cleaning their surfaces. And then you have cleaners, type of cleaners and, type of cleaning products they're using. Maybe they have their own products and things, right? And so none of these things is substantial. Like they don't have anything. It's like a big nothing burger. Prevention, preparedness, robust emergency preparedness and response can help slow the spread of infections, diseases, and save lives. What the hell is that about? Like, how is that going to, what are they going to have, like medical staff, emergency medical staff if somebody comes down with COVID, at the place and quarantine them, right? And so this is just ridiculous stuff. Like there's nothing there. That's the deal with the seal. Look for the seal at your favorite places and let the brands know you care. Like I covered this yesterday. This is about brand management. It's about marketing. It has nothing to do. They have nothing in terms of extra safety stuff. And they want you to post this on social media. And there are people who do it. There's people who are so fear-based, they're going to look at this as like some sort of, angelic savior to their life, that there's this organization out there that's just promoting the idea of cleanliness. It showcases brands that are doing more to put your health and safety. And that's what it is. They want their cookies accepted down here. They want this to be about brand management and getting brands to be a part of this because it's just superficial. When you see the seal, you can feel confident knowing the spaces you have entered put your safety first. But what they're doing here is paying money for the perception of safety, perception that they're doing somehow more than the struggling mom and pop shop next door that is about to go out of business and they can't afford $5,000 or $15,000 a year for something that is superficial, and it's just a stupid seal, right? It's just a stupid seal. It's not real. It doesn't have any merit. There's nothing here. It's just superficial things that they're doing. Some suggestions of different types of cleaners and, a few, like again, cosmetic ideas that aren't going to be implemented by the businesses. It's just showing you this so you can feel safe. Oh, this is a safer place, right? They have the seal of approval that they paid for and they're going to pay for yearly. Have a teacher in your life share training for educators specifically designed to help keep students in classrooms safer. And so they have this here, COVID-19 teacher training. You have to do all this stuff and register for all this stuff. But again, they're making it sound like there's information out there that isn't public information that's being put out by the CDC and these other organizations. You understand this? It's already too strict. Like they're going to add some bogus things to make, to justify the fees that people are paying to make it sound like they're doing something more. But again, it's just a marketing strategy here. This is a marketing organization. From microbiologists to leading educational experts and beyond, our webcast series brings together visionaries from a variety of industries to help you prioritize your health and well-being. Are they going to talk about people's diet? Are they going to talk about boosting your immune system? Are they going to talk about real things, going outdoors and being healthy and working and things like that? No, it's just going to be some superficial crap that you can find on any of these governmental websites and things. And so I took a little break and ate breakfast, and I found some other things that are just like bombshell level stuff. Just, in terms of if you have an insight and the ability to recognize patterns, which I do. So lucky for me, I do. So meet the Well Health Safety Seal, backed by science In a world of opinions, we deal in facts, evidence-based, credible facts. So this is code words, right? They're targeting people. They're targeting people who are truthers and, internet people, people who believe in the mainstream narrative. I mean, they're targeting sheeple here. In a world of opinions, we deal in facts, evidence-based, credible facts, right? And I talked about this yesterday. Let's go back to these two shills.
Authority on healthy buildings.
The Well Health Safety Rating was informed by years of research and input from hundreds of leading virologists, public health experts, epidemiologists, and building professionals around the world.
So a little knowledge goes a long way. So this, what the guy said, is leading virologists and all these experts are putting this information out there through this paid service. And if you had another level, like they're saying, there's what the CDC says, and what the WHO says, and what Fauci says, and we're taking it to another level. We have information even more safe than their safety, right? There's a whole nother level of safety out there, and you can get it with this seal, right? It says, well health safety rated. It doesn't tell you what the rating is. It makes it sound like they've gone through the business and they combed through it, and they have this rating, and it's more safe than the building next door. There's a whole nother level of safety. But it's a paid service. Why not give it away for free, right? Because it's just a scam. Is there some other level of safety? Most of us think that the CDC and the WHO is lost their minds. They're just going crazy over a fear-based approach, and they're leaving out important things. Fauci, right? Most of us don't believe in that at all. But there are people out there that want more safety, that want to wear triple masks. There are people who will never take off their masks. There's people who are completely paranoid and fear-based about getting COVID. And so they want more safety. And so they see this rated and they're like, wow, there's a whole nother level of safety. But why do you have to pay for it? Why wouldn't they just give that information for free? If there was some level of COVID safety that the government wasn't aware of, right? Because they're basically crapping all over the CDC and saying, we got a whole nother level of safety, because there are protocols now for every business, right? What the employees are supposed to do in terms of hygiene, what they're putting up plastic and things like this, sitting people at a distance. I mean, there's all these protocols on a state level, on a governmental level, recommendations by the CDC that most of us think are ridiculous. I showed this before recently. Individuals who have close contact with 6 feet for a total of 15 minutes or more. So this is what the CDC, this is the CDC official website here, right? And so what they're saying is that it's 6 feet for a total of 15 minutes or more, and it's irrespective of whether a person with COVID or the contact was wearing a mask, or whether the contact was wearing respiratory personal protective equipment, PPE. And so the masks mean nothing in this scenario. This is where they consider you a very high risk to get COVID. That's the science on this thing. So the exposure is person with COVID or who has symptoms for a period from within 2 days before symptom onset, a person tested positive for COVID. If you've been exposed within 6 feet of one of these people for 15 minutes, you should stay at home up until 14 days and maintain social distance at least 6 feet apart from others at all times. So that means you don't do this here. You don't reinfect people. Doesn't matter. It doesn't say anything about wearing a mask. In fact, it says doesn't matter whether you have a mask on or not. So this means if you have had contact exposure to somebody who has shown symptoms of COVID or has tested positive for COVID, and you've been within 6 feet and 15 minutes, you're supposed to consider yourself a high risk and quarantine and not do this here. And so the mask means nothing. So all this stuff about masks, they say it right here. The mask doesn't prevent this. If you have this, the mask doesn't prevent you from being a high risk to be infected. So whatever benefits they claim the masks have, in reality, if you're within 6 feet of people for more than 15 minutes, so if you're sitting at a restaurant table with other people and you're not wearing a mask, but you have to walk into the restaurant with a mask, but once you sit down, you can take your mask off, that was all ridiculous, right? That doesn't, it means nothing. It's whether you're within 6 feet for 15 minutes. And so that is like, the standard that the CDC put out there. But these guys say they have more information and a whole nother level. So then there's this course here. It says, a little knowledge goes a long way. Get started with our self-guided COVID-19 training and stay up to date with the best practices you need to get back to the office with confidence, right? And so they have this thing. You got to give them information to get access to some of this stuff and, of course, pay the fee. The science behind COVID and how it spread. Well, you can't get that on the internet or the CDC. Like, you have information that the government doesn't have. So you have special information that's worth $5,000 or $15,000 a year. Guidance for managing your personal safety and hygiene. Well, we already know that, right? You have extra information that's worth the money. And that's somehow going to affect the place that you have, the business you have, and your employees. Strategies to protect those around you. Tips to optimize your work environment for health and safety. But this is the real kicker, right? How it works. Focus on operational policies, maintain protocols and emergency plans. The Well Health Safety Rating includes 22 strategies to help you. And that's just going to be a bunch of corporate videos with, slightly different information than you're getting from the CDC shills and all these other people, the mainstream media. And so this is where your money's going to. It's really the marketing aspect. Keep spaces clean and sanitized. Well, places all have to do that already. They all have to spray. Like, you go in there and sometimes you can smell the bleach. I mean, there's restaurants that are, they're so bleach heavy or they have poor ventilation, we can't sit there, right? You can't even go in because it just stinks so bad. So they go and spray the table after everybody leaves. That's already part of what's supposed to be happening anyway. Provide essential health benefits and services. Well, what does that even mean? Like, nothing. That's going to be, it's just fluff, right? Communicate your health and safety efforts. What? This is worth $5,000 or $15,000 a year. Help everyone prepare for an emergency because someone's going to come in with, severe COVID to your restaurant or your hair salon, and you need to have somebody who's trained in emergency COVID protocols to deal with that. Assess air and water quality. So they do some superficial examination. Probably no one even comes to your place to see how your air quality and your water quality is. And they're going to say it's good because it's going to be city water with bleach in it, right? Like, you're not having well water at these businesses. And so they're going to say the city water is fine. And then they're going to assess the air quality and they'll go, it's fine, right? Unless they want to bang you for some sort of air purification system. But here's the real kicker, right? So this is how it works. So they have somebody washing their hands, and you can see it bigger here. And so the person's washing their hands. You get soap. He's got soap on his hands, right? You got to use soap. You have to have soap. Like, this is what people are supposed to be doing before COVID. Like, when you go into a restaurant, there's a sign that all employees have to wash their hands, have to go to the bathroom. Like, that was, that's like health department. And so what? You're showing people how to wash their hands. That's worth $5,000. And these other little, like these mean anything? There's some air quality thing. They have plants in there's a plant here producing some oxygen to fight off the COVID. This little plant is producing enough oxygen in there to de-smell the bathroom and make it non-COVID. Like, all this stuff here. Air quality, hand hygiene, surface spread, cleaners, and prevention and preparedness. And you're not going to have an emergency situation with COVID at your business. Like, it just shouldn't happen. Somebody's going to, to be at home by then. They're not going to come in with, stage 5 COVID, right? And so with all of that, like, they don't have any other information. I mean, it's very, superficial at best. And it isn't better than what you're getting already. It's like the CDC and the other stuff, most people think it's overkill. Most of us think it's overkill. So the bottom line is, this is a for-profit business that's spending their money on a marketing scam, selling bogus information, slightly different information or a different way of saying the information given by the official agencies, the CDC and governmental agencies. They don't have anything new to create more safety. And they're using this smoke and mirrors website and celebrity endorsements and commercials to pretend that there's something official behind this scam, right? It's just a complete evil marketing scam. It's about getting certified. It's about all this stuff with branding. Their money went into building this website, right? Whatever leads corporate trainings and the advertisements. It went to hire these celebrities. And this guy here is a doctor, and he's selling himself. And doctors do this all the time. They sell their credibility. They sell, you'll see famous doctors pushing medication that show the doctors, right? I mean, doctors are, pharmaceutical companies need doctors to push their medications. And they have pharmaceutical reps that come out and entertain doctors and give them perks and bring them on trips and do all kinds of things to get the doctors to push their medication. I mean, that's part of our medical system. You have all these like regular celebrities who are selling themselves out. Then you have Deepak Chopra, who I've never liked, just always seems sleazy to me, right? These guys are all taking money to promote this fear-based system. This is about fear. This is about people who are freaked out about COVID and they want something extra. They want something, that gives them a psychological boost that they see this on a restaurant or whatever it is, and these corporations that are willing to pay for it because they know the small businesses, because there's a war on small business, can't afford this because it's stupid and superficial, right? And so, it's just about a scam. All the money went into the illusion. They've created an illusion because people trust celebrities and they trust doctors and they trust the TV. And so they think that there's something more here than there actually is. It's a seal. It must be official. People don't do research. They're not interested in researching, or they wouldn't believe most of the stuff they've been sold already. And so the people who are, and there's lots of them, you see them, the people who are freaked out about COVID, and they want extra. They don't want less. They don't want the restrictions to be lessened. They want more restrictions. They want more safety. They want more, psychological safety. And so when they see something like this, and they're like, oh, wow, this is official, they even have more here, there's even more safety. I mean, think about people in your lives that are completely freaked out about getting COVID. And they've used the fear of COVID and the fear of death. I mean, it's already so much fear surrounding this. And then this corporate marketing organization slaps this thing together and makes it look like there's another level of safety. And these celebrity shills with Lady Gaga and her monster fake shoulders here, who are faketivists, right? Who are, they come out like they have a commitment to activism, but they'll sell their opinions and whatever it is, their credibility as a celebrity, an actor, the people who look up to them, and they'll promote something that's just a scam. Like, this is a scam, and it's going to hurt small businesses, and it's just feeding into the fear porn. Like, it gets just more and more despicable. Like every day you like turn over another rock and there's something slimier under that rock than the rock you turned over the day before. So speaking of turning over rocks, Kate Harrelson kicked off Rhea after calling out Matthew Perry. So she's like a 17-year-old girl that got hit on by this, 50-year-old dude, Matthew Perry, and that whole thing I showed you yesterday. Here he is.
Do you always play with your hair this much?
Excellent banter there, Matthew Perry. Talk to the 17-year-old about playing with her hair like you're her dad. Like this, think how creepy that is. So she's the one who's the bad person for exposing how Rhea is, whatever it is. And then, what is Rhea? 15 celebrities on this exclusive dating app. And so I'm not going to look into it because I don't care. There's the same video. Matthew Perry, about Ben Affleck, Demi Lovato. She's a real catch. These are people who are Channing Tatum, John Mayer, Lizzo, Nick Kroll. They got all the winners. Chelsea Handler. I'm just reading this for the first time. Drew Barrymore. John Cusack. They got all the ghouls. They should call this ghoul. They should call this Ghoul Love or something like this. Courtney Love. Kelly Osbourne. And Kiki Palmer. And Joe Jonas. Alexandra Wang. I thought he was married. Alexander Wang. You know, they got all the ghouls. All right, so there's that. Chrissy Teigen calls out Ben Affleck and Matthew Perry for creepy videos. So Chrissy Teigen, when Chrissy Teigen calls you out for being creepy, you've known you've reached another level. These are how desperate these celebrities are. Because what they're looking for is fans. They're looking for, you know, people who are, I don't know, you know, on the, maybe they have some sort of social media platform, or I don't even know what the site is. I don't know what the site is, but these are desperate people, right? These are desperate ghouls that can't have, you know, if you're a celebrity, you already have access to so many people that want to date you and be around you. And that's one of the number one so-called perks of being a celebrity. And these desperate ghouls have to go to some, you know, dating app, right? Because hard times in Hollywood because of the whole COVID thing. Around for a second go and a victory tour. But when you see what's being done out there, like just what I showed in the beginning, where celebrities are using their influence over people who are their fans, and they're pitching this safety scam. Like, how many celebrities willingly go into some sort of business relationship and sell something that hurts their fans, that goes against their fans, hurts the economy? I mean, this thing's just evil. It's fear porn. It's capitalizing on people's fear of COVID in a bogus way. It's something that doesn't deliver, and it's a money marketing scheme. And these celebrities are signing their names to it. And then these, you know, these old 50-year-old, 40-year-old celebrities going on dating apps and going after young women who are, you know, like just graduated high school or whatever. Celebrities suck, right? And just the whole thing. I was watching the news yesterday, and I usually don't get upset about things. I don't get angry. And I was watching them just go after Trump because there's some stuff going on with Liz Cheney. And Liz Cheney, who Rachel Maddow used to hate, right? I mean, all these people, MSNBC and CNN, they hated the Cheneys and the Bush administration. Marsha Wallace, who is now on MSNBC, she was with John McCain, who used to hate Dick Cheney. Like, they didn't like each other. But now they're one big happy group, Republicans, you know, old Republicans who are not Trumpers, and Democrats and the media. And Marsha Wallace was talking about how that the Trumpers are bringing down democracy. Like, they're the ones bringing down democracy, right? With their false claims and, you know, all this stuff about election fraud and, you know, how Trump was a liar. And it's just so greasy. And just everything that I was seeing yesterday, I got more to cover. I'm not going to cover it all in this video. But it was just so greasy. I was like actually irritated. I'm like, you know, this is just better when the whole thing collapses. I mean, it's going in such a evil and insidious direction. It's just, you know, the whole thing is just so bad. And so I, you know, did my cleaning for the heartfulness system, but I was just irritated by it. You know, you do a cleaning. I did some cleaning before I went to bed, and I woke up at like 4 and was meditating, and I got a sitting using the Heartfulness app where a preceptor, a trainer, and there's so few trainers now because of everything that's going on with India with COVID, and so it's hard to get these sittings. And, you know, I tried like 3 times, and there was no trainer there. Then finally I got one around, I don't know, 4:30 or 5, and I felt better when I went back to sleep, and I felt better when I woke up from having been clean. But, you know, the lies and the outrage by the media and these celebrities and just the ickiness of this app that they're putting out, or this, you know, this bogus sticker that claims that the building's safe, but it really isn't. You know, they're not doing anything more than the average building, the average business, and people profiting on this. And it's just always what happens. Humanity has hit like such a low, and we're just going down. Like, at some point we're going to hit rock bottom, but we're We're not even close. And it's such a shit show out there. It's hard for me to listen to complaints of things that are just blown out of proportion. I mean, so much is blown out of proportion. And I'm like, are you watching the same movie I am? Because things are really bad and you're complaining over things that are a 1 or a 2 out of 10. And it's just like, are you really offended? Like, you know, I mean, things are going south and they're going south quickly. It's amazing what people are. I mean, there's real stuff going on, and there's stuff I want to get into about how the dollar is collapsed, like the dollar has been devalued. There's real things to be concerned about, and it's going to, you know, manifest in a couple of years. It's going to come out that the dollar is worthless, or it's worth a third of what it used to be. I mean, inflation is going to hit everybody so hard, and things that are coming to America. And, you know, people are arguing over small little things and being offended over small little things as the system they're 100% dependent on collapses around them. And that's why I say only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely reporting from the Apocalypse and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.